Okay, now I'm going to go over a couple of the features on the keyboard, but first I'm going to go something I hadn't shown you before. When it's plugged in and charging, there's a little light here on the right side. It's next to the SD card that's in the slot here, and it's white when it's fully charged. So this is fully charged now, and it turns orange or a reddish orange when it's charging. So that's how you can tell if it's fully charged or not. When it's white, it's fully charged. And you plug it in over here, and it comes with a nice right-angled power cord, which I like, and that'll be coming with it too. So the first thing on the keyboard or the keypad I want to go over is this touchpad has numbers on it, and the idea was you could hit a button. If you hit the right corner, it turns it into a number pad so you can do the numbers. The only problem with it is that a lot of times you'd be using the mouse, and if you went over here, it would turn the numbers on, and then it would start printing numbers instead of the mouse. And I did it several times, and several people complained about it on the internet too. So I turned off the numbers. You can't press over here and turn it on. It just doesn't work. So just ignore these numbers. I've disabled the feature. We can turn it on if you think you'll use it, but it's very easy to turn on by accident when you're using the mouse. So that's disabled. You don't need to worry about it. Next, I'm going to go up to the keys up at the top, because 1 second here. Turn off the heater. They're pretty self-explanatory, except I'm going to go just in depth a little bit on a couple of them. So the first, the escape is over here, but the first three keys are the volume. This one's volume off. This one's volume down. This one's volume up. So that's pretty obvious on what those are. This is the brightness, turns the brightness up and down. And F7 here turns on the backlight, and there's three. I might as well turn it on and show you. You probably won't be able to see it with the lights on here, but in the dark, if you hit F7, there it lights up a little bit. It lights and off. So it's off. If you press it once, it's low. Then there's medium, and to press it again, it's high. And then press it again, it's off. So F7 is for the backlight keys. It lights up the keypad. F6 is a little funny one. What it does, it turns off the mouse keypad. So if you hit F6, actually here, let me turn on and go in here. So here you can see the mouse is working. And then if I press F6, and now I'm moving the mouse with my finger, but it's not moving. So if you ever have a problem where the mouse stops working, this touchpad stops working, it's probably because you accidentally hit F6. And so I'll press F6 again here. And now the mouse is happily back working again. So anyway, that's just a little heads up that if the mouse stops working, it's that F6 key. F7 we just went over is the backlight. F8 is the key for the external monitor. So I'm going to hit that and then show you up here on the screen what it does. So I hit where is it? Hit F8, and now you have the options to turn on the external. They both can be on, or only the external one. But you'll probably never use that unless you hook up the external one. And when you plug in the external one, it comes on automatically. So you'll probably never use this this F8 key. So anyway, that's F8. I'm going to turn that back. If you hit it again, it turns it back. Oops, no, it doesn't. Hit the escape key, turns it off. F9 is a lock key, which you're not going to use. If you hit F9, it just kind of logs out and goes back to this screen, but you don't have a password anyway, so you just hit enter a couple times and you're back in. So that's only if you're at work and you had a password, but you don't have a password, so you won't use F9. Now, F11, one second here. Oh, well. Okay, I'm back with you here. And I'm actually going to plug the mouse in for this function. I believe this is the right one. Yes, so, and I'm going to make it smaller again. So what you can do with F11, it's kind of a neat feature, is if you have a document open and let's say there's some numbers on it. I think I have a document in here. Documents, Asus initial configuration. So if I open this up, and let's say there's one part that I want to put in a document in OpenOffice, you can press F11 and it brings these four keys up right here. And the only one I think you really might use is the left one. You can read up on the other ones. I think one's a full page, screen copy. But what this lets you do, if you click on the left one, you left click on this right here, and it lets you cut just a certain portion of it. So you may just want this little section right here. And then when you let the mouse go, it disappears, but it's remembered the little piece you outlined. So now if I open OpenOffice and I go to a text document, I'm going to make this full screen here, and then if I right click and go down to paste, it pastes in that little piece that I cut. So it's kind of a neat little feature you may or may not use. I'm just going to say discard and close this. So again, anyway, it's F11. You hit F11. Yeah, there it is. And you click on the far left icon. It turns into some crosshairs, and then you can highlight anything you want. And then when you let it go, it remembers it. So anyway, it's a silly little thing, but you may find handy once in a while. I've used it a little bit. And that's it. Except F12 is the Asus Help button, but there's nothing that you can't find on the internet. And it was a program. It brought up a program that was using a lot of memory, so I disabled it, so it doesn't even really work anyway. And then the last ones are print screen. So you can print screen the whole page that you have and save it, and then the usual insert and delete. And the last thing, this is the power button. There's a little white light next to it here. That actually turns off when you turn it off. So you'll know if the screen goes blank, you'll know if it's still turned on by the little white light on this on-off button. So I think that's it. The only other thing is usually on my laptop, if I want to use these keys, like let's say I want to dim it a little bit, I have to hit the function key. Let me tip this down a bit. Usually I have to hit the function key, hold the function key down while I make it brighter or dimmer, or use any of these picture, the backlight, anything like that, or turn up the volume or anything like that. But the neat thing about this is that these are always active, the pictures here. And then if you want to use the F7 key to do something, you hold down the function key and then press the F7, and that'll do F7 instead of the backlight key, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I hope that isn't confusing, but you'll figure it out as you use it. If any time you want to turn, like I said, I can turn the brightness down here, and it's now a lot dimmer, and I can make it brighter and dimmer. without hitting this function key right here. It does it. But if I want to use like F7, I think F7 in OpenOffice, I'm going to turn the brightness back up here. I think if I open OpenOffice, and I'll open a text document here, and I'm going to press the function key, hold it down, and press F7, and I think it brings up the help. I hope I'm right here. Oh, it brought something up. But either way, the function keys, F1 through F12, if you want to use those, you have to press this FN key to get those to work, instead of the volume and backlight and the rest of the things that it does. So each of these keys basically does two things, and to get the F1 through F12 to work, you have to press this function key first. Anyway, that's probably more than you needed to know on that. So, okay, that's all on the keyboard. Bye.